Hello. As we all know, Spider-Man's out of the MCU. Can we all please chill it on focusing all the blame on Sony? Can we please just do that for a minute? First of all, the 95-5 split of the profits was just for opening day. But we need to take a couple things into account. Sony owns the film rights. Disney still owns the merchandising rights. So even the solely Sony produced Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse, Disney got a chunk of all those toy profits. Shirts, stuff like that, any merchandise, Disney got a chunk off of that. So, yeah, they make money off of Spider-Man related stuff. Sony does, even if they're not involved. They got merchandising profits off of Venom. So, yeah, they're making their money. And because of that, can you really blame Sony for wanting a deal like that where they get just a little bit of the head start on the box office when no matter which way you cut it, Disney has more advantages to make money off of it? Yeah, I just don't see where you can blame Sony for that so much. That was the original deal, and Disney tried to change the deal, which when you don't own the film rights to one of your most popular characters, I'm just gonna say, you're really not in the place to be making demands. I don't know, that's just me, but Sony actually counter-offered a different split that would allow them to still make the most on the first dollar gross, why Disney makes more money, and then Disney walked away from the table, from the evil, heartless Sony Corporation who was trying to work with them. Sony, you're not looking so bad in my book right now. You're really not. I think this whole thing is petty no matter which way you slice it. I'm just saying you can't really blame all of this on Sony, just like with all the Friday the 13th rights. This isn't necessarily Victor Miller's fault. It's two greedy sides that can't come to an agreement. And in this case, even though I do err a little more on the Sony side of things, yeah, there is blame to be shifted around here. Both have their faults. And let's not forget, a while back, over the summer, the story broke of a family who had a dying son who loved Spider-Man. The kid's name was Ollie. There's even a photo of his Spider-Man toy supporting his breathing tube. When he died, all they wanted was a Spider-Man gravestone. And the funeral home would / cemetery, whatever it was, would not do that without Disney's permission. Disney denied a grieving family the right to have Spider-Man on their deceased son's gravestone. Spider-Man, the fictional character that deceased son loved most of all. They sent him a token picture made out to the poor deceased kid Ollie, like he's there to enjoy it. They claimed it's because it's a policy. Walt Disney did not want their characters featured on memorial markers or anything like that. Okay, Walt Disney policy. What he said is ironclad, and it should never be changed, I hear you say. Walt Disney never wanted alcohol served in his parks. Guess what they're serving in the parks now? If you're going to throw one thing out the window, you can throw another thing. Forget you, Disney. Go take a flying leap, you greedy, selfish, evil corporation. Sorry, I got no love for Disney, and that gravestone thing, I knew about it before, and the more I think about it, it's got me even madder. That's a grieving family, and what they did was rub salt on the wound. So if they can't have Spider-Man in the MCU, I missed the part where I care. Maybe they should have been nicer to that grieving family. Maybe they should have agreed on Sony's deals. So maybe we should not be throwing all our anger on Sony. Maybe boycott Disney until Ollie gets his Spider-Man gravestone. Well, don't forget to like, share, subscribe. This is more rant heavy than I intended, but it needed to be said. Either way, both sides are in the wrong. And at the same time, you can't blame Sony for wanting to get more money out of the deal when Disney was always going to make more money in the first place. While denying a family the right to grieve by putting Spider-Man on their son's gravestone. Over and out.